farmers, welcome back to Hinterland, finishing up the sugar beet harvesting in the first field. I got a little bit done at the end of October, but it just got way too dark and didn't feel like doing a recording at that time because, well, I couldn't see much, and then that means you wouldn't be able to see too much. So, since we can keep on harvesting in November, we can do so. Now, the slight problem is there is rain in the forecast, but it's not scheduled to be here until about noon. So I got all morning to do so, but then it's going to rain all afternoon, so I need to get a lot of the field work done in the morning hours. And that's why I got some help this morning. I got Frank, or one of them, over cutting one of the grass fields, putting it on widespread so we can go ahead and make some hay later on this morning as I finish up the sugar beet harvesting. But we got a lot of work to do here in the month of November, so I hope I can get it all done. Some, I guess I could get it done in the rain, but let's see. We got to finish up the sugar beet harvesting. We got to take care of the grass fields, make all the hay. We got to take the conditioned grass that's in the bale sheds out and wrap those up and make some silage bales. I would like to finish up putting the line down in the fields over by the cereal crop fields that we had this year. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, I could plow the fields, these sugar beet fields that we have, but that, they need to be taken care of, along with production buildings need to be taken care of. But we'll see what we can get done. One step at a time. Just don't try to look at it all at once because it can be overwhelming. Just try to do one job at a time. They'll get taken care of. Everything will be just fine and good. As of overnight, yes, we did, of course, have our loan payment, which dropped us down just below 100 grand. So overall, not too bad. We got more chickens overnight, which is always good. We can start, getting some more eggs, which I should bring over to the bakery so we can start making some cakes. Am I going to be able to fit all that in there? We can. I'll come back over and get the truck in just a moment. I'm about to drive around and get started on the other sugar beet field. And once we get all the sugar beet harvested, that's all of the fields that need to be harvested, other than the grass fields. The grass fields shouldn't take us too long. As long as Frank does a well enough job over there, we can get the other grass field to cut. Then of course, we got to ted it to turn it over to hay, and then, of course, windrow it and bale it on up. But getting this sugar beet field should not be too difficult. It's not that big of a field, and with the header that we got, it should be real easy to do. Now just remember, some of these areas of the field we actually don't own. It allowed me to plow the field, but yeah, we don't actually own up to the corner. But the sugar beet harvester, as you saw, did a very good job. Yeah, did a very good job over in the other sugar beet field, because that field over there is kind of, the terrain's not as level, but it harvested everything, so did a very good job. And speaking of good job, looks like Frank is doing a very good job over in the grass field. Hopefully he'll have that done by the time we get over there and we can get the other grass field cut. Definitely want to get all that done before the rain comes. That's why I got the time scale at ×1. I don't want to rush this day moving forward. We got, like I said, plenty to do. The animals should be in good enough shape until the afternoon. I can take care of them while it's raining. The sheep do need some food. Of course, we know the cows do. I probably should be bringing over the manure and slurry so we can turn that into energy and, of course, get some money. Speaking of the money situation, I did look at the store to see what was for sale first thing this morning, and nothing of interest at all. So I am thinking, I would like to have that John Deere tractor on the farm, but since we're closing out the year, maybe we'll just wait until springtime. So any money that we earn, I think we'll go ahead and just put it right into the loan a little bit. And I was also looking at what could I be selling today. Now, for some reason, I don't know if I got this wrong, but probably did. I thought the butter and the cheese was going to be sold in November, but I guess I was supposed to sell it in October. And unfortunately, we're in November, so I kind of missed the month. So it's either I could sell it now and not get the premium price for it, or wait a full year, apparently. The price is it's not like it's close. I'm off by about 150 to 200 bucks out of 1,200 I could have got for it. It was either butter or cheese was like at 1,200. Now it's below 1,000. So that's quite of a drop. Although the money would be good, I also don't want to take that much of a hit on a product where I can just save it and get that much more for it. Now in real life, that product there probably should sell it, because I don't know if butter and cheese would be very good after holding on to it for over a year. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Like I said, I need to focus first thing this morning on getting the fields taken care of, harvested, to make sure we're all somewhat set to go for the winter time into next spring. We'll be doing a little bit of winter work. I think we're going to be renting the tree harvester and heading up on the hill and just cutting down trees for like an hour. If I believe I got enough trees up there probably to cut down for an hour. If not, well, we own that little hill right over there, so I can always come on down and start cutting trees there as well, as we wait for our stone pine trees to grow. Which, as if you saw the last episode of Solyndra, we did cut down a full-size stone pine tree there, and yeah, it gave a good amount of liters of wood per tree compared to spruce that we were doing there. So stone pine is a good tree to put down, but it seems like it just takes a little bit longer to grow. Let me go ahead and we'll just leave this parked here for a moment. Fold that on up. We'll actually turn it off. Let's go grab the truck. We have to unload this into the silo because the sugar factory is full of sugar beet. Well, at least it was last night. Probably could go dump some in there. Oh, yeah, and I did bring a tanker load of water over to the straw factory so we can continue making all the straw products. Probably could sell some of those. One product was selling really, it might be the straw crates was selling good today, but the hats and purse crate is, that price is not really that good at all. Oh yeah, and I got to wash the combine and the header and put those away. Don't need to repair the combine. The combine's actually in really good shape. The header I may repair. And while I'm in there, I may as well repair the case Magnum, because I'm going to be using that to plow some fields. And getting that up to max horsepower would be kind of nice. There we go. Now another thing I could do, because I talked about the sugar factory being... I mean, we got a lot of sugar beet to be processed, and it's kind of going through it on a slow side. One thing that we could do is I could get a sugar beet cutter and cut up sugar beet, and that way we'll have two processes going, which is making sugar from just regular sugar beet and also making sugar from cut sugar beet. And actually, I'll make more sugar from cut sugar beet than regular sugar beet. So instead of spending all the money to upgrade it, I could lease like a sugar beet cutter and cut it up and then put a whole bunch in there, and we'll double up our sugar production. Oh yeah, and also with productions, because a few of you did mention when I was harvesting the soybeans, I'm like, I thought I had a way to do something with the soybeans, and it kind of slipped my mind. But our milk production building, the flavored milk, yeah, we can actually make soy milk. Kind of completely slipped my mind there, but. So, with all that soy that we harvested last time, we can go ahead and bring it on over, if I wanted to, make some soy milk. But when I hang on to it, we got to get through the winter months because, well, the animals do require some soy, but not that much soybean, I don't think. Well, since the trailer is full, it's kind of good. I'm going to get the rest of this all into the combine. Let's bring this on down and dump it right into the silo the way it is. Perfect. And apparently the worker was Kim. At least that's what scrolled across the top of the screen when they got done. So Kim apparently finished cutting the grass over there. And that's not conditioned grass. This is plain old fresh grass. So that's why it looks really, really dark green. But we're going to go ahead and, you know what? I'm not going to be able to fit to that gate, I don't think. I mean, I would, but the header probably would clip through it. So we'll just come around this way. Add this to the pile of things that need to be cleaned and put away. A good amount of sugar beet. Alright, let's just go ahead, like I said, and park this over here for now. It's getting to be a little bit of a cluster over here. Whoops, one combine into another. That's never a good thing. Alright, let's grab the truck and we'll bring that down. Put that into the silo. Other grass field, that'll take me a little while to mow. Although with the Big M, it's not that big of a job, but it will take me probably about 15 minutes to do so. Looks like Kim missed a few patches of grass over here, but it's not the end of the world. Now before I wrap up the conditioned grass that we have, I am going to take a whole bunch of bales, I say a whole bunch, maybe half dozen over to the sheep and feed them. Kind of missed the early days with the sheep pasture, with the grass in their little meadow being able enough to fill up their feed trough. But now it doesn't keep up with them anymore. We got a good amount of sheep. Alright, so since we're also in the truck and we have the trailer, let's go grab the manure. And we'll bring that over to the BGA to get that processed. Now this silo will hold, it's either 12 or 15 million liters of crop, so shouldn't have to worry too much about that filling on up. And if that does get filled up, that means that our production buildings need to be upgraded so we can go through the material a little bit quicker. I think I must have brought over the manure last month. And how are they doing on the milk? Do I need to empty out the milk? I didn't check on that. Milk, we got 60,000 liters, so that's not too bad. Yeah, the sheep, you can see the food is getting down around 30% or so. And the chickens, yeah, they're not going to the feed as much, but they're starting to go through it now because I think we got a good amount of chickens over there. Yeah, I must have brought the manure over last month because we only got 38,000 liters of it. But now that's loaded into the trailer, we'll bring that on over. And we'll park this right here so I can add to my pile of things that need to be washed. Since I have manure in the trailer, I want to make sure we clean that on up. And let's jump into the Big M. And I will clear the course so we don't have to see those signs floating in the air. I'm trying to remember, did I get... No, I didn't get those fields completely done over there. I got one fully done, a second one is like half done, and I'm pretty sure the farthest one needs to be taken care of completely. And let's get started mowing on this other grass field first thing in the morning. Good job to be doing. Grass is probably still wet. Now, if I was playing Seasons in FS19 and I wanted to make hay with the Seasons mod, wouldn't be a good day to do it with rain in the forecast. Don't think I get hay out of it at all. But of course, we need the hay for the cows for TMR, and of course to feed the sheep during the winter months. I'm not saying we're low on hay, but it'd be good to have a decent collection of it here today, so that's what we're doing with it. I don't think we need any more silage for a bit, so that can wait until next spring when we cut the grass for the first time. I'm a little disappointed that I missed the butter and cheese sale, but I'm going to have a better look at that later on to see what the price fluctuation is on that. Maybe it'll go back up today during the day. I don't know. But I thought it was November was the best time to sell that material. Of course, we could sell some other material. It seems like the products out of the sawmill, except for the planks, but the long planks, the wood beams, and the prefab walls always seem to be selling good. Doesn't matter what month it is, it always seems like they're always selling good. So not really sure what's going on there, but the price is always fabulous for that stuff. And that's where a lot of our cash has come in our early days here in Hinterland. Got to make sure I don't get too close to these trees over here, because I got to come through with the tedder and the windrower later on. But we'll get this grass field cut, and then we'll let it sit here for a little bit, and we'll grab the JCB, and then we'll finish off the lime spreading in those fields over there. It shouldn't take too long. And then we may take the Case Magnum and grab the plow and at least get one of the sugar beet fields plowed up. I don't want to wait too much until the springtime where we got a whole bunch to do, but we got a whole bunch to do this month as well. I mean, I guess I could plow in December also. I guess it all depends on what the weather looks like, if we got snow in the forecast. It'd be kind of hard to work in the field with snow. That's something else that we had to deal with in FS19 with the Seasons mod, is during the winter months, if the ground was frozen, you couldn't do any work. Which makes sense, but with Seasons in 22, we really don't have a ground temperature indicator. Let us know if the ground's frozen or not, so I'm pretty sure I could work all the way through the winter months if I wanted to. Alright, there is one pass done around the field. So in about 10 minutes or so, I should be done with this grass field, and we can move on to the next project. Now what I could have done is, because we got the big M that has the PTO shaft on the back of it, I'm pretty sure I could hook up the tedder and I could have turned the grass while we're mowing it. But of course the first grass field we did this morning, we had it on a worker, and I don't know if that would have caused any issues. Don't think it would have. But I think going around tending the grass ourselves will be a little bit more fun doing it that way. And of course, with Maizeplus, we have many different options when we ted grass to what type of grass we want to turn it over to. But we're just going to ted it right on over to hay itself. Alright, there we go. Grass fields are cut. Let's bring the big M back and put that into the pile of things that need to be washed. Repair and fuel are good. I had to refuel it at the end of the last time we used it, and it was still sitting at the fuel pump when I went and grabbed it this morning. Oh, okay, there's my, I was wondering where the spreader was, because that's the next job I'm going to do. And I see it sitting right over there by the greenhouses. And the JCB is somewhere. Oh, the JCB, I think, is over by the cow pen, I think. All right, I need to clean up this mess that's over here. We'll get the header. Clean that up. Because I will be using the case here very soon, so we'll give the case just a little bit of a rinse off. Not too much, because it's going to get used quite a bit more this month. We'll just rinse it off a bit. And of course the big M, get that nice and clean, because that's done until at least, I would guess, April. Actually, probably May at this point, because we cut the grass in November. There we go. That looks good and clean. And let's see, we'll put it right over here next to all the grass stuff. All right, let's see if the JCB is over here. Yep. Okay, I got TMR in here. Let's go ahead and we'll top off the cows as much as we can. Yeah, I've been using the JCB now coming over here to feed the cattle, just because it's got a little bit more horsepower than the Vulture does, so hauling around 48,000 liters of TMR is a little bit easier. Go get some lime and get those fields done. Another thing off our checklist of things to do. Oh, it's already full. Okay. Give that grass a little time to dry before we turn it over. I'll have to check the sugar beet fields to see if they need some lime, because I don't know if different types of crop absorb more pH than other crops do. And don't worry about the weeds at all. They'll be taken care of, especially when we plant. They'll eliminate the weeds, but the weeds will grow back again anyways. But we'll take care of the weeds after the crop is in, and then we'll spray some herbicide down with a See and Spot sprayer. Of course, with precision farming on, it's only going to spread the lime down where it needs it. So automatically it'll turn it on and off. And you can see in the upper left-hand corner, we don't require that much lime here, but I think it was the field in front of us that needed the lime this fall, so I did that field, and I was like, while we're over here. Just to help us out a little bit with the amount of yield we can get off the fields. And next spring, maybe even February, we got to start going around and figuring out our crop rotation plan. I can plant cotton in February, so it all depends on what the weather looks like and how well we're caught up on the fields if we start planting in February. Of course, the only thing we can do in the fields really for planting is cotton. But of course, we got to know what the rest of the fields can do for crop rotation. We just don't want to plant cotton in the first field that says it's good, because then the rest of the fields, you know, the crop that we do need to plant might be bad. So we have to figure out the rotation a little bit. They can see, even as much ground as we covered now, spreading the lime, we're not going through that much at all. And that field over there, that's the smallest of these three fields, I do believe, because of the little mountain that we have with our wind turbine on it. Can I get that little clump there, or the sensor's not going to detect it? Ah, they detected it. So I'm wondering if I got enough lime to get not just this field completely done, which is a no-brainer. We'll be able to do that, but can I get that whole field done as well? Have more than enough lime to finish up the last field here. Going to have some extra left over, and I'm wondering if I should use it on a field somewhere, but with all the other jobs we got going on, if I got extra time left over, then I'll spread it somewhere. That way it's not sitting in the spreader all winter long. Couple more passes here, and these fields are all set to be planted in next year. Should have a quick look at my scoring to see how we're doing. Last I remember, we were in the upper 90s. And yeah, it's going to be hard to get a perfect score of 100 because our potato planter is not a direct drill. But other than that, we should be getting like a 97 score, I would think. Yeah, that's all set. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that score. Just for, we're at 96. Let's see, 95 in this field here. A 65. That's bringing down our score quite a bit. What's that one? Nitrogen. Oh, it was that. No, this was our soybean field over here. What field? This was potatoes over here. So, okay, did I not put nitrogen in that field last year? Possibly. This one over here, third one down, weed control. That's a grass field. Oh, yeah, I need to spray that. I need to spray that. Even though there's no weeds in the grass field, just for precision scoring to understand what's going on there, I need to touch it up with some weeds. So, yeah, you can see a couple of our fields just need a couple of tweaks, and I think our score can get up in the upper 90s, which I mean higher than what we are, a couple more points. And what that all does, if you're unfamiliar with precision farming, there's a certain way you got to farm to help out the environment, and that's what we're trying to do. And the better your score, the more bonus you get when you sell material. Up to 15% bonus. we're probably sitting around a 13% bonus. Now, I thought it was kind of impossible to go into a negative on precision farming, but apparently I was told when I was doing East Violin that it is possible to go into a negative and you actually don't get the base price. So keep that in mind. But I think it's kind of hard to do that. You pretty much got to be focused on, I don't want to say doing the worst job possible, but it's, as long as you're above 50%, you're okay here. Let's park that there, of course, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab the Magnum. Now let's try not to hit the header of the sugar beet. And let's go ahead into the workshop. And we're going to fix up the header. I don't know if the header really needs to be fixed, but since we're going in there anyways with the case, we'll go ahead and fix it. Let's see what's in the trigger. Trigger should be right here. It is. Okay, so the case Magnum 5226 to repair that. And the header is 406 to repair. As for the cart, don't really care about the cart too much. Alright, swing this around and we'll find this a good parking spot for another 8 months. And I think we'll kind of park it beside the planter itself. And actually I'll bring it right up to here. That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let me back up. Grab that, and I want to unattach it from there. That's better. Now let's go grab the plow. And we'll take care of one of the sugar beet fields. Let's go do the smaller one. I can just barely sneak through the gate. While this is unfolding, I just want to step out into this field to see the condition of it. Like for pH. Nitrogen, of course, is bad. pH value is actually really, really good. It's not great, but it's good, so I think it can wait another year. Lower that down. So being a root crop that was in here before, the field does need to be plowed. But with this beast that we got in the case Magnum, they'll make short work of this field. So that leaves, next episode, a lot of grass work, meaning, of course, we got to ted the grass, windrow it, and bale the hay on up and just put it away. So that's not that big of a deal. But the conditioned grass that we got in the bale sheds, those need to come out and those need to be wrapped. I'll probably do that off camera, only because it's kind of difficult to do it because the way I take it out and then put it on the autoloader. And then, of course, I got to unload the bales and then try to find a way to get the wrapper over each individual bale is, it's kind of, maybe it's entertaining, but it's also frustrating at the same time because it's stacked. So I pretty much take a tractor and just ram into it, let the bales go flying everywhere, and then wrap them up one by one. And we got a good amount of bales in there. I think maybe 150 bales at least. But a couple of the bales I'm going to take out and give to the sheep and top off their feed trough before I wrap them on up, because conditioned grass covers all 4 food groups for the sheep with Maizeplus food add-on. But this winter we will be feeding our sheep hay bales, sugar beet, grain grist, and I don't remember what the other crop is. But yeah, we'll make sure they're good and fed. But little by little here, we're making headway. May not seem like it. May seem like we're kind of in a standstill with the money situation, but it's going to get a whole lot better. This takes a moment or two. Especially when we get, I don't know when those cows are ready to have their offspring, but they got to be kind of close. When we go from, I think we're at 46 cattle. When we get up to another 20, that's going to produce us more slurry and manure to be processed. It'll take a while before they start producing milk. But the slurry and manure alone will be very good for us at the BGA. So got a lot of work done here in the first hour of November. But plenty more to go. Like I said, the rain should be here. I think it showed noon. Let me just double check on that forecast. Okay, now it looks like it's got pushed back to 1 o'clock, which is great. But then it's going to rain all the way the rest of the afternoon past sunset. So anything we don't get done before it rains, and I want to work in the field after the rain stops, it's going to be in the dark. So try to get as much done as I can in the morning hours. And I think when it's raining, that might be a good time to go ahead and, feed the cattle. Maybe wrap up those bales. Get everything put away. And if we got too many silage bales, then I could take some out and bring it on down to the BGA to be processed into electricity. Oh, the other food group for the sheep is crop silage. That's the other one. So you make crop silage by harvesting or cutting down wheat, barley, oats, and then baling that up and letting it ferment, and you got yourself crop silage. I don't think we'll have to feed our chickens at least until next year, but we got plenty of feed for them now. And we did buy some chickens. I don't remember if it was last episode or the one before that. So the reproduction of chickens and, of course, the production of eggs should be increasing. Eggs will be brought over to the bakery so we can make cakes, which we haven't really started that process yet, but we do got some material in the bakery. And I think just a little over an hour and a half ago, this field was sugar beet ready to be harvested, and now here we are already plowing up the field, and we got it pretty much all set for next spring. See if I can get this in one more pass. I'll probably get Frank or someone to plow up the other sugar beet field while I'm taking care of the grass field. Don't think I'm going to get it all in one pass. Close. We'll have to go around and touch up a couple of the fields for the scoring. Mainly, I kind of forgot with the grass field that we made. I need to go around and just spray some weeds that aren't there, but just make the environmental people happy that we did spray for weeds with a See and Spot sprayer and get the score on up. So knocking the jobs off one by one, and we're doing it at a pretty good rate. I'm just going to bring this on down here, and I want to clean up the mess that's over here. Let's go ahead and give the two combines a wash so we can get those out of the way and put away. Not much wear and tear on the combine here. As you can see, it's only, actually it shows 26% damage, so More there than I thought, so maybe I will go in and repair it. This one here only has 3% damage. But a lot dirtier than the other combine. But then again, this is doing root crops. How's the header doing? Header's only got 1% damage on it. Kind of missed the automatic car wash, or tractor wash, if you will, I had back in FS15. Although, I don't think this would have fit into that car wash building. Alright, let's grab the root crop harvester first. And fold up the harvester itself while I'm driving it on in. I mean, I can't park them any closer. Not that I was trying to, but... Alright, and then this, I'll just park. Well, I guess right here would be a good spot. Alright, now let's grab this combine. We'll drive it on over to the workshop. I don't know if this will actually fit in there. Did I try this yet? I may have. I don't remember if I did or didn't, but I think it'll fit in there. Go around the back side here. 3801 to repair it. I don't bother repainting it. And that is good to go next year. Little by little. Getting all set for the winter months. I don't think the pressure washer hose will reach this far. Looks like the truck could use some fuel. And the truck could also use a repair. Just give the trailer a quick rinse because it had manure into it. I mean, that's good to go. Truck really doesn't need that much of a wash. Now let's drop the trailer off right here for a moment. Since we're repairing things. 46. And probably the good time to go fuel it up is now because I'm thinking about it. And it's kind of on my way over. I've got to pick up the slurry tanker. I've got to come back over and grab the slurry out of the cow's barn. Bring that over to the BGA so that can be processed into electricity. Get some money back from repairing all this stuff. And now we're all set to go ahead. Yeah, so next episode, taking care of the grass fields. We got 2 of them. Got a Ted Windrow balet. I'll see what I get done in between episodes. I may get the baling done on the conditioned grass bales in there because that'll take me a moment or two. And yeah, then I got to remind myself to go around with the See and Spot weed sprayer just to get our scoring up a little bit. That way, if we can get up from 13 to 14%, 1% more could matter quite a bit. But we got some work to get done before the rain comes, and also take care of the animals. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.